Guys, how are you guys doing? This is gonna be the first video I record, and this is gonna be about how to pick your niche, how to specialize in it, and then how to build your niche so it makes you the most money, right? So first we're gonna check the 5 filters I use. This is gonna be ticket size, demand, emergency, or discretionary, recurring, or one and done, contractor, supply. So this is gonna be the 5 I use. If 3 of these are gonna be good, you're gonna go ahead and build the listing. If, for example, 2 or 1, you are not gonna do anything with it, but you're gonna look into it, make more research on it, right? So that's what you're gonna do. So first we gotta check the ticket size. What does one job actually pay? So for example, if it pays under 200 bucks, you are not gonna get into it because 200 bucks is not gonna be enough for you to make money, for the contractor to be making money, right? So you want the sweet spot. Above $200 to $800 is going to be solid, but $800 and up is what you're looking for you to make the most money out of this, right? Because the contractor has to eat and you have to eat too. And then the second thing is going to be the demand. Is anyone even searching for this? For example, HVAC plumbers, they are constantly needed, right? So if it's, for example, something that is not needed, you are not going to go into that. Easy check is you're going to type the service and the city into regular Google, not Maps. If the results are thin or Google doesn't even auto-complete it, the demand is not there. You don't need that. Emergency is going to be if the customer actually needs this or they just shopping around, right? So emergency converts faster. You are gonna need more emergency jobs than normal jobs. So they are not shopping around and they are paying for your price, right? So for example, if your pipe breaks, you're gonna call the first company. If they answer and you are laying a kind of good deal, they're gonna take it. They are not gonna check other businesses. But for example, let's say grooming a tree, they might wait a few days or they might shop around in price. So that might not be the best, right? And then the fourth thing is gonna be recurring or one and done. Does the customer actually comes back and gets more work done, or is it like one time thing? So for example, I can mention HVAC here. If you have a good HVAC guy, you're gonna be using him for every job. They are gonna call, you're gonna fix their AC, and then they're gonna come back to you because you did their AC. That's basically recurring or one and done. And then the contractor supply, can you actually find someone that does the work? For example, again, HVAC guys, there's a bunch of them. You can get the work rented as soon as you get it because you just call the first HVAC guy, hello, I have a job for you. How much? And then you sell the job, right? If there is nobody doing the work, that's not good for you because you don't make money. And then the next thing I'm gonna look at is the Ontario markets. So I'm gonna just check Canada, Ontario, but you can do this in any city you like, any city in the world. For example, smaller countries, anywhere. So Ontario markets, this is what you're gonna look at. For example, Toronto and snow removal. There's 500 possible market checks you can do just in Greater Toronto area, right? You can get in the market. That's not the issue. You can just check anything and then pair it. That's how you're gonna check it. For example, Burlington, pressure washing. Boom. You might have just made a good listing, right? Then the next thing, the businesses I run, for example, HVAC of one. I have 264 reviews. You can call it, you can see. I'm popping up as one of the first guys. And then First Cost Plumbing. This is gonna be your business on Google. 237 reviews right there. Boom. And then there's gonna be Climate Pros, HVAC, Richmond Hill. Same thing here, 462 reviews. This took like months to build. Last 6 months was 674. And then how can you actually do this, right? You're gonna have to rank in top 3 so they actually call you. So if the market is saturated, you're gonna see something like this. 1,900 reviews, priority plumbing drains, and then 610, 540. This is like, so that doesn't really matter, but they have 2.8k. This is gonna be really hard to rank in the top 3. 500 plus reviews, don't get into that. That's gonna take you 6 months to complete, and it's gonna be really hard, right? You're gonna look for something like this, where there's 834, 545, and then 63. This is where you're gonna be at if you are over 64 reviews, right? So for example, if you find something like this, you're gonna build it and then rank in top 3. So it's really easy to enter in the top 3. You just have to get reviews, which I'm gonna make another video on. So let's talk about, is it worth to enter an industry with 100 plus reviews? Let's just see. 1,200, 228, 575. Yes and no. It's gonna take you 3 to 6 months, but it's gonna pay off. But you are not gonna make money. So either you choose the fast money, or you're gonna choose the slow burn, but you're gonna make a lot of money if you rank in the top 3, right? So if you choose it, it will pay off. But for someone that is just starting out, you try to make your first quick buck, you are not trying to do this. And then this is gonna be my first video. Thank you if you guys like it. If you guys don't like it, comment what should I change on it. And then thank you.